RandyLimbert.com has two major components. The first one consists of about 40 sermons I preached during a 10-year period when I was an elder at Paseo Christian Church. I was also chairman of the teaching team. So my teaching duties included about 40 sermons during that time. Now, also, as editor of El Paso Scene, for 25 years, I wrote a monthly column called El Paso Fishnet. It was always on some topic related to the Christian faith. And so that totaled up to about 300 columns during that span of time. So my goal was to combine these sermons and columns in a meaningful way by topic as best I could, and to do so in a blog format. So the blog would just feed and build up the website. And so that's how I got to RandyLimbert.com. It was inspired in part by an encounter I had at a high school reunion. And I met a classmate, and we talked about all the things that were going on in our lives. But at the end of that meeting, he sort of encouraged me, saying something like, "Randy, you still have more stuff to do." So I came home, said, "Okay, what can I do?" And the idea of this blog came to me. Why not try to put all this work together and see what I could do with it? That's how RandyLimbert.com came into being. If there's one central focus to RandyLimbert.com, it's a piece I wrote many years ago called "The Young Widow on the Train." It's an encounter I had with this young widow on a train trip going across Canada. At one point, after we'd had many long conversations, she said, "Randy, I realize that religion is very important to you, but not so much to me. And it makes me wonder, maybe it should be." I didn't really have a good answer for her at the time. And about 40 years later, I was talking to a friend of mine. I said, the answer I sort of came up with after all these years goes something like this. This young woman, this young widow, her husband had died in an Air Force training accident. She had two sons. So I said to her, "Look, if your sons grow up and they have great lives, they get good educations, they get good jobs, good careers, they marry wonderful wives, they have good families of their own, but they don't come visit you, they don't call you, they don't have anything to do with you, are you going to be happy with that?" And I think probably not, because I'm thinking she probably wants to be involved in their lives. She wants to participate in their lives, to have an actual relationship with her sons. And the point is, that's what I think God wants with us. God wants an actual relationship. He wants to actually participate in our lives. And so I think the focus of RandyLimbert.com is what I call the relational perspective way of looking at the Christian faith, a God who wants to be active and relational in our lives. So I hope you'll scroll through the various postings that are arranged by week and just see what you find, and explore it. Give me some feedback on what you think. So that's the story behind RandyLimbert.com. And what I've tried to do since my illness began was to use Facebook sometimes as a way of pushing people towards the blog. My goal is just I want more people to try it out and read it, and I hope that you benefit from it. And it's been a wonderful exercise for me to get all this together, to actually have the privilege of really thinking about what I actually believe, and also thinking about the different ways God has participated in my life.